Welcome back to GearWire.com. I'm Owen O'Malley. We are going to continue our look at the UA LA-610. Now, we started this look a number of months ago, maybe over last summer, 2008. Anybody remember that year? And we listened to it on the bass, plugged the bass into it. And I promised we were going to listen to it on vocals, and so now we are. So I've got this thing hooked up to our AKG C414B XL2. Maybe not the best vocal mic, but it'll suit our purposes. We'll be able to kind of hear the different sounds that we can get when we're using the LA-610 as a vocal channel strip, basically. Let's take a closer look. So right now we're just going to focus on the preamp section, the preamp/EQ section, and leave the LA section alone, the leveling amplifier section alone for now. It is in fact bypassed. You'll notice over on the left here we have impedance select, which is nice. Different mics run at different signal hotnesses, and you can adjust a little bit, not really fine-tune. Well, you can fine-tune with the gain and level and stuff, but you can adjust the mic impedance by switching over here between 500 ohms and 2,000 ohms. Right now we're at 2K, and this is what it sounds like at 500. So you can hear a little bit more of a presence boost, but a little bit harsher too. A little more background noise, not much. This is more natural sounding right here. We've got our coarse gain adjustment here. There's a 15 decibel pad, which is really quiet, and you get a lot of line noise. At least I heard some. Here's our phase switch. We've got phantom power on right now. I won't turn it off. Coarse gain adjustment, I've got it about +5. We can obviously bring it down, but +5 seems to be nice. Once you sort of like pick a peak reduction, you're going to want to tool a little bit with the fine level control. You can overdrive it a little bit with the level control. You can get a sort of a hotter tube. You can distort it, and it gets harsher as you bring the level up and saturate the preamp circuit a little bit. And here's our simple EQ with these preset center detents and preset plus and minus decibel. If we go to low here, low is actually, we've got it set at 200K and have it pumped quite a bit. If we take the low out, you can hear now it's kind of thin. If we pump it, we get a nice little sort of like radio announcer. Maybe a little overwhelming. If we bring it down to 70, it's even more overwhelming. 100 is right in the middle. 100 actually kind of gives it a nice little presence boost when you're talking very quietly. Let's bring it back to about +5. We don't want it to be overwhelmingly bassy. Highs, you can either use as a presence boost. If you bring it down to 4.5K and crank it, that's you can hear real presence boost there. Or you can bring it to 10K and take it out and take a lot of the sort of harshness. You can smooth it out a little bit, give it a little bit more of a vintage vibe. Or 7K takes out a little bit of sibilance. Most of the sibilance is actually at 10K. So you can sort of play with these different center detents. That's kind of harsh. Let's take a little bit out at 7K. Okay, that's all right. Let's move over to the leveling amplifier section. So now let's bring our peak reduction in to comp. And now you can hear that when we talk louder, there's a nice, really smooth, organic sounding peak reduction. We can bring it down even more to make it a little bit more transparent. Check. We can see how much compression is going on here. This is our preamp gain, which is not huge. Compression amount, check, which is not huge right now. And then the output, which is even less than the preamp because we are doing a little peak reduction. Let's just keep it on compressor. Here's our output gain compensation. And, if you're doing spoken word stuff, you might not want too much peak reduction. You don't want to overdo it, really, in any case. If you really crank the peak reduction, you get that, again, that sort of broadcast radio effect. Hi, welcome to Mad Dog in the Morning, blah, 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 fart noises. And then if we bring it sort of back a little bit, you get a sort of a more natural peak reduction. How does it sound on sung material? I'll sing a little bit for you. I'm feeling a little sick, if you'll forgive me. But I learned fast how to keep my head up, 'cause I know there is this side of me that wants to grab the yoke from the pilot and just fly the whole thing into the sea. This little simple epitaph can save you, hide your flailing mind. Fate isn't what we're up against. There's no design, no flaws to find. There's no design, no flaws to find. And I really wasn't moving far, or near to the microphone. I wasn't changing my distance from the microphone at all. But you can hear the peak reduction kind of kicks in with a very natural curve. Let's try cranking the preamp and try to oversaturate the tube a little bit here. Take down our gain compensation. Kind of hear what an overdriven vocal tone would sound like. Here we go. Now it's kind of overdriven. Oh, yeah. I don't know what that was, but... Fate isn't what we're... I mean, that's really overdriven now. Let's take that down a little bit. Fate isn't what we're up against. There's no design, no flaws to find. Oh, yeah! So you can hear there's kind of a lot of different flavors there. Let's bring that back. That's a basic taste. So that was a little taste of the UA LA-610 as a vocal channel strip. Really excellent on vocal sources. Pretty much good at anything it does, but especially well suited to bass, vocals. It sounds really good on electric guitar cabinets too. Will we take a look at it on electric guitar cabinets? I'm not making any promises. You've been watching GearWire.com, and I'm Owen O'Malley. Bye!